Hey guys, this is Drew with Kush Collectibles. Welcome back to a brand new video. In this video, we're going to be reacting to kind of a viral TikTok that's been going around from a guy named Pawn Man. It's just something interesting that I watched today that kind of opens up a dialogue to, what maybe a pawn person should do, a coin dealer should do in certain situations when buying and selling old US coins. And so we're going to spend a little bit of time today just talking about some coins that he ended up purchasing in a deal. They're old commemorative half dollars, and he ended up buying them for $7 each. And it's just kind of interesting what he has to say. So let's get this rolling.
Breaks my heart. Pawn Man with a tragedy. About 7 months ago, I bought a collection of rare coins that took my breath away. From 1892 to 1954, the United States government made these 50-cent pieces, these half-dollar commemoratives that had very low mintages. They are sought after, they are rare, they are cool. And 7 months ago, a couple of the most exquisite and rare examples of the whole series were in front of me, and I bought them for $7 each. Why did I pay $7 each when I knew they were worth a whole lot more? Because the person in front of me said, I don't know what these are and I don't care what I get. That is the absolute worst thing that you can tell me. Why would I pay more? I'm running a business here. If you tell me you don't care what you get, then I'm gonna underpay you. You told me to.
Okay, I'll stop him right there for a second. So listening to the first 40 seconds of this video, so like I was saying for the setup, someone came into his shop, kind of a novice. They were asking him, what will you pay for these coins? They didn't sound like they care as a customer what they got in return. And so I think melt for these coins is probably around $9, and he ended up being able to pay $7. And so it's kind of interesting because I guess what he's saying is his business model is when someone comes in the door and they don't know what it's worth, I can get away with even charging less than melt on coins that demand many times melt. And I mean, there are certain circumstances and instances where I don't personally know. I'm not skilled in a certain area, and that's where I would defer them maybe to a different dealer or a different professional in the field. Kind of one of the most recent circumstances of that was these large cents that were a little bit of Kohl's. We were at the South Carolina show, and this guy came up and he's like, I got a bag of large cents and I want a number on them, and I've researched them and I'm not going to tell you the number. He was pretty educated. And I just took him to the most educated person in the room that could offer him the most. They ended up striking a deal, and then they came back to my table and thanked us. So when I hear this, especially in the business, it's kind of concerning. I understand that he was trying to make it a little bit more sensational, which means he was trying to offer kind of the audience, I got it for nothing, and now I get to charge someone everything for it, make 10 times my money. And so it's kind of like it's a little bit of a money thing where it sounds like, man, you're going to make a bunch of money like I made a bunch of money and I got a great deal. But the rule of thumb in this business is that you're not only wanting to have a great reputation, you're wanting to pay the most more than anybody else because you're trying to help somebody out. You're trying to lend a helping hand. I know you might not make as much money on these coins if I were to pay someone that much money, but I don't want to be recognized as someone that will pay the least, took advantage of somebody. Because even if this person didn't really care in the long run, I think that they could end up creating a lot of bad word of mouth for your business. And doing this enough times might hurt him in the long run. I'm not talking anything about him or against him, but I do think that this transaction is off to a bad start. But let's continue.
A Lincoln, a Sesquicentennial, an Oregon, a Long Island, and a Bay Bridge commemorative. And looking at this under a magnifying glass, like the level of detail, the quality is insane. These coins are so nice. Like these coins are so nice and in such good condition. I thought low end I had probably about $2,000 here.
I'm gonna stop him again right there. So he was saying at the beginning of this video that they're very rare and you never see them, and that, you know, that he never sees them and they're very expensive and they're most of the exquisite type of coins from the series. And we were looking at a Bay Bridge, Oregon, Sesquicentennial, Long Island. Those are the most common of the commemorative series, knowing just what I know from the commemorative series and us selling hundreds of them. The most of the time you're gonna look for the Pan Pac half dollar, you're gonna be looking for the Lafayette dollar. You're gonna be looking at more higher grade stuff. So when you see something come into the shop that's raw like this, Most of the time, they're not going to be super high grade. Baybridge is great design, but a lot of these have no price jumps. So even the current condition that they are, I would not call this a $2,000 deal by any stretch. Maybe if they grade pretty good, I call it possibly $1,000. So he's into the coins for about $35 right now, and he's saying he can make $2,000 on this deal, which it's a little bit borderline, but let's continue.
I was taking them out after I bought them was the who I bought them from. And I call him a because he had these beauties stored in like this, these plastic holders. These plastic holders here, these PVC holders, you guys seen the movie Prisoners? You know where Hugh Jackman puts in a closet and hoses them and tortures them? That's what doing this to coins is, keeping them in here for decades. It's like that. To be honest, this is the first time I've ever encountered PVC damage in my career, but I should have known when I was taking these out, just watching the plastic like peel off of the coin and like some of it's still sticking to the coin. Because of how these were stored, they can't be graded. Look at what happened. Even though this coin looks and is so rare, it's a ruined coin. Don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna get a lot more than $7 a coin for these, but I won't even get $100 a coin. I am just heartbroken that this happened.
He was talking about the coins a little bit, and they have PVC residue. So what he ended up doing to maximize his profit on this deal was to send these coins into PCGS. PCGS saw these coins, they put them under what they call halogen light, and the halogen light revealed that there's some PVC residue based on the plastic that they were held in. And so they ended up sending them back in body bags. They can't encapsulate those coins. And all you really have to do to get those coins, conserved, what PCGS and NGC do is they use acetone and they use a Q-tip. And that would literally take off all of the PVC, repair the coin. There are certain circumstances though where it's a little bit more harsher. So like if the green's really illuminated on the coin and it's getting into the metal, most of the time that thing is too far gone. But these coins had very light PVC on them, and he was kind of angry at the gentleman or the lady that came into the shop to sell them to him because they were in these PVC, kind of binders or slips or whatever. But for, decades, they used to put these coins in these holders, and that's why a lot of coins were destroyed and have PVC spots on them. So may not have been the guy that sold it to him, but there's somebody along the way that put it in there because it was the norm of the coin business. Let's just see what else he has to say.
Careful and why you need to be aggressive in this business. Had she said, these are rare coins, I want you to uppay on them, I would have, and then guess what? I would have lost a lot of money. Tips and tricks, like and follow Pawn Man for more, and be careful how you store your coins, you guys. It really matters.
Okay, so definitely an interesting video. I want to read a little bit of the comments here because that's what really alarmed me. Okay, so one of the comments was, I like watching you till you make it clear you rip people off. You're something else. How do you sleep at night? Another person, yeah, I'm out with this guy. He's honesty, and then this, he admits to ripping someone off because he can. How can you sleep at night and rip somebody off as, a merchant telling everybody you're ripping them off? Bet that's great for business. So there are a few hundred comments like this. So to kind of wrap up the video, mainly what I get from the comments there is it's not necessarily against the law to do what he did. It's not necessarily, I guess, what he views as bad. But if you do bring stuff out like this to the public eye, they're going to think differently of you. Just because you knew walking into the situation that you could make a lot more money on the deal, even if they were details coins. So he did say that they were a little bit more expensive, they're rare pieces, and so even if they came back with PVC residue or they were cleaned, I would still call these coins $50, $75 coins on eBay. And so I wouldn't hold anything against Pawn Man or anything like that. I know that we just run different businesses and how we operate. Like I said before, I really want to pay the most that I can. And then over time, you're going to end up growing so many connections that the money will just follow. Sometimes the margins for us are so thin, so anywhere between 10 to 20%. But at the end of the day, there's going to be more stuff coming to you. You're going to be more accessible with people that you sell to. And it's really going to pay off in the long run. We were talking a little bit about this week behind the scenes. We were talking about having a liquidity issue. And what a liquidity issue is that you basically all the time you don't have any money. because stuff comes in, coins come in, money goes out, coins go out, money comes in, and it's a constant circling of processes where that happens. And so, we used to have $5,000 worth of coins and then have $0 and have $5,500 worth of coins or worth of money and then no coins, and then you just kind of keep doing that over and over again. And so the thing that we always run into sometimes is that we have to make sure we have the money ready for deals to be able to pursue them. And so sometimes you might not make a whole lot of money on the deal that you're having this week, but you're making sure that connection is happy, that you're keeping the relationship warm, and then over time you're going to get certain deals where you make 20% on a coin or 20% on a deal, and that's ethical and right. And so the reason why we're doing this, we're in our parents' kitchen, you may have seen comments like that, is because we're keeping the overhead low, we're learning as much as we can, and then when we bring the coin to you guys, we're making 10 to 15% on it, or when you guys bring us a coin, we're offering you close to fair market value on it. Just because if you build up, an ethical reputation, you'll end up having all the friends that you need, all the connections that you need, all the customers that you need, and then the money will come from that. So what I would say to him, maybe if he had a question for us, I would say pay the most so you can have the most people surrounded that are the most ethical and will end up benefiting your business in the long run. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like. Comment your thought on this situation. This wasn't to hit anybody or bash anybody. This was just to talk about differings in business models and how it may be helping you in the future if you ever wanted to start a coin business or a pawn business. But thank you guys for watching today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like, and we'll see you in the next one.